everyone, welcome to the second part of this picture from Rita Berman's autumn book. Ooh, my ring on the desk. I decided that I was going to start with the leaves just so that I can see how the colours work with the other colours in the picture, and then we'll do the sort of houses and see whether we need to match anything in or whatever. So we need some autumnal colours, I think. Some will be greener, some will be browner. I'll just play around with a few different colours, I think. I'm going to just grab something and go, really. So this is the raw umber, and I'm just going to start this leaf here at the top, and I'm just going to put a bit of this dark, not really, this brown here like this, and then fade it off a bit. Can you see, like that? Then we're going to grab the green gold. Ooh, here it is, green gold. And we're going to put it over the top, just to expand that colour. I'm just very aware that our Wellingtons and our puddle are just not at all autumnal, so I figure I might need to pull it all together with something. So I thought I would just be a little bit cautious. I'm just going to put a little bit of green on the tip. Is that the cadmium green? Yeah. I'm going to use the cadmium green, but I need to sharpen it first. Oh, it's wobbly wobbly. Oh, I think it might be okay. And just sort of blend it in like that. So there's our first leaf. Okay. Now I'm trying to see if there's any that pair up. These two look the same, but none of the others. So let's start this one with green, just so it's a little bit different. I'm just going to grab the Prussian green and see where that takes me. To Prussia. Is Prussia a place? I think it was a region, wasn't it, at one time? My history is poor. I know there's Austria-Hungary, but I just don't know. So many places sort of change over the years. I guess some's happening now. Different changes. Now, I'm going to go slightly lighter. I'm just looking to see what I've got. My swatch chart's so big, it's so hard to see. I think I'm going to use the leaf green middle. Is that it? Nope. There it is. Leaf green middle. I'm just going to sharpen it though. Leaf green middle. Yeah, I just had a drink. I made it quite cool so I could drink it quickly because I wanted to get back to the picture. And I also had a few ready salted crisps. Bag was, I put them on the shopping list. And I got a bag the other week. No, the weekend. And it's been sitting there tempting me ever since. I'm going to put a little bit of really dark brown. What have we got? Oh, we've got the walnut brown. That'll be perfect. It's really lovely and sharp. Ooh. Oh dear. There's a street WhatsApp group, and people are posting at the moment, making bling noises, making me jump. I want my phone here though, in case I get any urgent messages through from my son. But put that down the sides a bit as well. I don't know if that looks a bit odd. Oh well. Reddish orangish next, I think. Let's start with a sepia though. This is a sepia red, as opposed to a really dark brown sepia. I do like starting with the darker colour first normally. It just seems to work for me in my head. The way I like to mix colours. So there we go. There's the sepia. Now I'm going to go more to a reddish orange. Where should we go? Where should we go? Let's go terracotta. Let's jump to there. Let's go rifling through my my pencil case. Terracotta. Autumn leaves are so much fun to colour, aren't they? You can just do whatever you like, really. Well, within reason. I don't usually do pink and purple, although copper birch, is it copper birch? No, this would be a copper birch. No, there's a tree which has really purpley leaves. I'm not sure what it's called. Okay, and now I'll go for a much lighter orange. I think I'm just going to go for the marigold. Why not? Marigold. Oops. There we go. Now this one and this one look the same. I'm going to do them the same. I'm going to start with a, what's that yellow ochre light? Perfect. Oh, I'm going to start with the yellow ochre light and put it all over. Then I'm just going to put a bit of a darker colour around the edge. Now the street WhatsApp has got busy people. There's some sort of event that people are chattering about this evening, which I won't be going to, but that's okay. It's got a lot of young people in the street now. They're always off up gallivanting. Actually, they're not gallivanting. They're doing a they're far more sophisticated than that. Some of them are doing a Morris dancing workshop, and then someone else is doing an origami workshop, so hardly gallivanting. Right, I want some darker colour on the edge. Yeah, Van Dyke brown. I'm going to end up just using every colour. That doesn't say Van Dyke brown, that does though. Van Dyke brown. Just going to sort of scumble it in a little bit. So quite harsh on the edge and then a lighter bit just inside that. And then I'll blend it in better in a minute, hopefully. Hopefully. My tongue started to stick out then. Can't do that. It's hard to talk without a tongue in your mouth. With your tongue sticking out. Sticking your tongue out. So rude. No one can see, thankfully. Not be doing a webcam anytime soon. I don't know. It's not much to see, is there, when someone's colouring? You can't. Their head is down. They're concentrating, looking down at the book. Right, back to our yellow ochre light. I'm going to go over those edges. There we go. Johanna Basswood was posting again today. She's been posting quite a lot lately, which is nice, doing a bit of promotion, affirmation cards. Oh, they look amazing. I don't know if you saw that post. I want a bit of lighter, brighter yellow in the middle. I'm going to properly go for a light, bright yellow. If I can get to my yellows. I am going to use the brilliant yellow. It's very bright. I just want some shine in the middle. Yeah, she was doing some finishing touches to her book bench before it went up for auction, which she'd done. Oh, it's a bit noisy, isn't it? Which looked really cool. And she said she's got some exciting news, so I don't know what that's all about. Now, 3 more. I think we need to go... this one looks like it should just be green. I'm going to do that. Bit boring, maybe not. So I'm going to use the oxide of chrome. Very hard to read. Even I struggled to read it, and I knew what I was picking up. And then fade that off like that. Yeah, so I'm interested to know what's going on with her. Maybe she's got some mini book benches to auction or something, because it's all going auctioning for charity, which is lovely. Oh, cadmium green pale. You can't tell it's my favourite, can you? I think it only comes in the 120 set. It doesn't come in any of the little sets, or in the 72 set. So, once it's gone, it's gone. Right, that looks quite spring-like, but never mind. This one here, I'm going to do it in a slightly different way, but I've got to pick a colour. Let's go for the brown ochre. Let's just go brown ochre. And what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to make it dark at the bottom of each section and fade it up. You've seen me do this before probably, sort of something I've been doing lately. Like that. Yeah, I've done a few pictures in this book this autumn already. It doesn't even really quite feel like autumn yet, but I do like a lot of the pictures in here. Some people I know aren't so keen on this book. I've heard someone say they were quite disappointed, but it's always worth having a look at a flip through. I can recommend someone who does flip throughs. I am going to use the yellow ochre to just go over the top of that so that the bits that are lighter show up. Just the lighter bits, I think. Yeah, someone's saying they were disappointed. Yeah, so yeah, flip throughs are always wise before you buy a book, unless you're so, I mean, there's a couple of times where I wouldn't worry about a flip through. If I really wanted to support the author, because I was just a big fan, I would just do it. I'm going to use the Chinese orange for this leaf, and I'm just going to use Chinese orange. I'm going to actually just really block it in with Chinese orange. I think it just looked really nice. Yes, if you're a really big fan, you want to support the illustrator, they're your best friend or whatever, or you are just so confident that that person's book is going to be really good because you love everything they've done and you know it's going to be similar, you know. But I think that, you know, there's always a risk that you're taking if you don't look at a flip through first. Some people like it to be a surprise and not to do one, and then they get a surprise when the book comes out. But it could be a nasty surprise. Maybe that's just me. I'm not. Ooh, just saw a fly. I'm going to use this burnt umber to go around the edge of this leaf, and then I'm going to make it green in the middle. And then we have got some houses to work on. I haven't yet decided whether to make them all matching or not. I can't decide. Now the centre, I'm going to do a bit of permanent green. Just using all the colours, I think. Sort of fade it off a bit like that, and then I'm actually going to use, where's that, there it is, leaf green light for the tip. Really pale, it's a bit different. There we go. Now we're going to come in a bit closer for our houses. We've actually got trees and bushes as well, so we'll do those too. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, we've got quite a few trees and bushes. It's hard to know what colour to do them, whether to do them green or whether to do them autumnal, you know, but I'm going to use the leaf green to do this one here, and I am just going to do it green, but I might do the actual leaves that we can see individually, slightly different colour, maybe. I'll have a think, like that. Yeah, it goes to about there, doesn't it? Maybe do these leaves a little bit darker. So that's the leaf green. I'm just trying to find it on my swatch chart so I can work out what might be a bit darker, a little bit darker. The leaf green middle, I think, is darker. We have already used it. I've got to go hunting. There it is. Leaf green middle. I left it out so I could write it on the write it out for you. So in the description is a list of all the pencils I've used. There we go, leaf green middle. Now this next bush, we could do it slightly. Yeah, I'm going to grab this terracotta light. I'm going to try it, see how it looks if we do a sort of autumnal looking bush. I think it would look very odd if they're all green when the leaves around aren't. So hopefully this will work. I'm wondering whether I'm going to do that outside bit in a dark brown. Just going to find one. Here we go. This Van Dyck brown will work. Just around here so it looks a bit darker. There. Now I think this is probably a bush as well, this sort of shape. I'm going to use the sap green for this one. I don't know what to do for that edge. Maybe, this edge here, I'm going to use the brilliant yellow just along this edge here. I want it to be brighter and more burnished. There, I'm happy with that. The edge of this one now, coming back to it, a sort of browny green. We don't have such a colour. Maybe I'll just go for cinnamon then. Why not? Cinnamon, see if I can get it to work. Maybe, maybe not. And then we have these trees here. Now this one's got a couple of leaves on, but it's quite tricky. I'm really tempted to do them green. What have I got? I've got a chrome green. I'll do one with the chrome green. This one down here. Like that. There. We'll do one sort of, maybe we'll do one in burnt sienna. Here it is, burnt sienna. And maybe one in a more yellowy or orangey colour. Let's have a little look. What have we got by our oranges? Yeah, let's go for the burnt ochre. It's quite bright, but it'll work, I think, with our theme. Now I still haven't decided on what I'm doing with the housing, so I'm just going to move some pencils. Ooh. What I'm going to do is do the clouds and the sky and then work it out. So our clouds, you know, they're grey, it's raining, so I think we're going to have to go for some greys. Let's have a look. We've got Payne's grey, those are all a bit... Yeah, I think I'm going to use this one. Oops. This is the warm grey light. It's quite a pale grey, but I think it's good for the clouds. You know, they're raining. I don't like using cool greys. I like using warm greys for clouds. I don't know why, whether they really are that colour or not. Sometimes they just seem really, really dark grey, don't they? I'm just going to block them in grey. It wouldn't be white with all that rain coming out, would they? And the edge of them. Now, they might say every cloud has a silver lining, but this one has got a Davy's grey lining. I don't think silver's quite going to work. Now, under the cloud, we've got sky. And I'm thinking, you know, quite often when it's cloudy and rainy, the sky is quite white. But I think we could put a little bit of blue in there underneath the cloud. Maybe just a tad, light light amount of blue. So I'm going to just again look at the swatch. I think I want, I want some pale, something really pale. Oh, what's that cobalt blue light? I think that's too dark. Oh, we have the cobalt turquoise, I think, is the palest colour we have that isn't one of our pastel tints and things. So I'm going to use it really gently. I just don't want it to be white. I just don't think white is quite the white colour. Oh, I'm hilarious. I'm hilarious. Give me the Edinburgh Fringe Festival joke prize right now. Anyway. My son made a joke yesterday. Oh, we were being very silly. I had a delivery of salt for the water softener. Now the salt comes in boxes and it's really, really heavy. And I said, oh, it was lucky it wasn't just left by the front door, because I wouldn't have been able to shut the door because it would have been in the way. And I said I would have just have to push the door really hard and the salt would have gone through the door and made a hole. And my son said that would have been very assaulting, or that would have been an assault on the door, or something like that. It's a bit hard to know when to stop this sky. I'm just going to go as far as those little dots go, like that. There we go. Now, 3 houses. Oh, clonk. I was, we've got this purple. I was thinking, do we do purple and pink? Would it clash? Does it matter? Yeah, questions in my head. Do we make the houses match each other? I think my answer to that is yes. I want them to match, but I've just noticed we need to do these tree trunks. So I'm just going to grab the Van Dyke brown. Just sort of, I think there is a tree trunk, but there is a line. I'm just going to fill that in like that. I didn't quite know what's going on. And here I think it should be sky, actually. There we go. Right, so houses. Let's do their windows all bright and shiny. Let's use the cadmium yellow. It's raining, it'll be dark. They'll have their lights on, all shining out, cozy inside, warm and cozy. There we go. Okay, I have made up my mind at last that I'm going to use the opera rose for the houses, so pink. I feel like because we've got purple, we need to just add in a few other sort of cold colours related to purple that will, make the purple not look so odd. And it was always my idea all along to do it like this, but my mind wandered away from the idea, if you know what I mean. I'm going to avoid those bricks. We'll do those a slightly different colour. The same with those bricks. On that one, my lead is slowly bending. Can you see? Okay, so that's my lightest pink. Let me see how dark I want to go. I think grenadine could be a good next step. Oof, get it out. Grenadine. I'm going to use this for quite a lot of different bits. We've got a door frame. We have got another door frame. And we've got bricks. I can do it a little bit lighter on the bricks. It doesn't look like exactly the same colour. But we know it'll match because it is the same colour. Like that. And then these ones here. Like that. We've got some bricks on this chimney, which actually needs colouring in opera rose. So back to the opera rose. Whoops, for the chimney. There we go. Now roof and doors, I'm going purple. I'm going to go Purple Lake, which I need to sharpen for the roofs. Here it is, Purple Lake. I'm going to fade it down to the bottom of each roof tile. Like that. And then the same on this one, just fill in that top bit. Just fading it down. You don't have to, you can just block it in if it's easier. Like that. Oops, like that, and then fade it up a bit, I think. Like that. Now the doors, I'm going to use my favourite Purple Lake Deep. I'm going to block them in. We've got some plants to do. I'm just going to grab the that light pink that we were using, the Opera Rose, because I've missed a bit in there. There we go. Now we have got this little fence. I quite like it in white, but I think we'll do it like it's brown wood, just so that it looks like I've made some sort of effort and I'm just ignored it. I'm not sure if I've got any browns left. No. All my browns are on the table. Where should we go? Brown ochre. Where are you? I'm going to try it. Brown ochre. My swatch jar is so busy. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, we haven't done this bit at the very top of the umbrella. Now, I was tempted to just do it in black, which I think I will, because I think often it's like the top of the handle. So I think it should be the same colour as the handle. Like that. Okay, now I'm done, but before I finish, I'm going to show you my other version of the page so you can compare. Let's come out first so you can see this version. So there is that one. I accidentally turned off the video instead of taking a photo. Very clever me. Where is... Here's the other book. Ooh, get it out of the bookcase. That's winter. Well, here it is. So I did all my leaves the same. I really hated the colour that I did the wellies, that green. It just looked dirty. I didn't like it at all. And I thought the colours I put with it just didn't work. I just was not a fan. And the white pen I used just needed another coat. It was just pretty nasty. So I'm much happier with the new version, which is good. And hopefully, if you've coloured along, I hope you're happy with it too. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Time to go out and splash in some puddles. Have a super rest of your day and happy colouring.